I think I just wanted to be that person I didn't see around me, somebody who cared.
And then you got a training officer who punished you for caring too much.
Yeah, but I won in the end.
Yeah.
Something I love this season, we actually seeing Chenford going strong. They made it past their Valentine's Day, explosion aside, survived. How does Lucy feel about how their relationship is going thus far since they've been back together?
I think Lucy is really happy. I was reflecting on this earlier this morning, but there's an interesting parallel I'm seeing, and it makes me think of my one girlfriend, but it's like I think sometimes when a woman is well loved and their home is good and safe and secure, they start to excel in other parts because they're not busy tending the home, which I think is like it's like a biological imperative for a lot of us, where it's like, I got to make sure my home is good, regardless of who's in it, I got to make sure it's good. And so when it's good and settled, it frees up our energy to be more creative, more decisive, more in our power. And I do see that reflected very much in Lucy's journey holistically. The home is feeling good and safe for the first time in a long time. And she's being entrusted with more responsibility and cases that intrigue her and allow her perceptiveness to come to the surface, and her capacity and capability. So I think she's feeling really good about it,
Yeah, exactly. Because it feels like they can have conversations like that because they are stable now.
Yeah, exactly. She's taken a leap as far as the way that the show has told the story. It's that he was expressing contrition and she was taking a risk. And so she's done that. And so in that way, I imagine that there would be a trust in the security that's there. She's not gonna opt to trust you again and move into your house on a whim, but somebody needs help right now, and going undercover could potentially help them. So I love that she is altruistic in this way. A lot of people hear about things that are tragic or sad, and we just kind of go, oh, that's awful, but we don't do anything. And I love that Lucy is such an action-based person. She's maybe fearless to a fault in some ways. It's cool.
Yeah, and it feels like she can trust that history is not going to repeat itself like last season with them. That what we saw in the past with them, we're not going to see the same thing again, that she can trust that he's learned from what happened. We saw their hookups last season, and it was are they going to get back together?
Yeah, that was messy. That was messy.
That was really messy.
that was messy.
But there's also the possibility of getting messy going forward, because we have Tim's mom coming in to visit.
Indeed.
What can you say about what that's going to do to their relationship?
It's really beautiful. I think we get to see an aspect of Lucy in relation to his mother that that's one of the stronger parts of her wheelhouse. There's a beautiful conversation between the two of them that I'm excited for, that there's a lot of insight there into who her partner is and how all of this has come about, and potentially why he is the way that he is. And yet we don't villainize the mother in the process, which I think is important. So there's a lot of families aren't perfect. They're not perfect at all. And I think in this way, it makes them stronger, but that's all to be seen. And by that, I mean, it's you really just never know what's going to happen on our show, or how people are going to react or behave depending on what's going on. And that's the beauty of Discovery. I do feel that, I don't know why, there's a big excitement about meeting Bradford's mom. like I felt it too. Like it was buzzy on set, even like the way that it spilled over, if for like even audiences to be excited, like that was happening on set too. People were like, who's playing, who is it going to be, you know? And then she comes, we're like, oh my God, so how is this going to play out? You know, it's very exciting. And I don't know what that's about, but sometimes that's just the way things go, you know, where there's like sometimes there's a storyline that just gets a little extra sprinkle of like special. And it does feel that way, with the beautiful actress that they've chosen for Bradford's mom. There was like a day where we got to do such lovely scene work together, and it was understated, honest, and touching. You know, like sometimes you have actors that come onto set and their level of presence is it like demands attention and respect, you know, not because of, it's not like an aura. It's just like they are being so present that it kind of like stills the space a little bit, which is such a joy to work with and play off of.
So what else can you tease about like what's coming up for Lucy, and like what can you say about how the season's going to end for her, since that might be a little more fresh in your mind?
That is very fresh in my mind. Lucy goes through an absolute roller coaster this season. Especially in the first half, but it kind of reaches this apex crescendo around mid-season. I'm eager to have that released and to see how people receive it. It's pretty divergent from anything that we've seen Lucy go through in the 8 years that we've been following her journey. And it was a real challenge to portray as an actor, which challenge isn't the right word. It's just a wonderful exercise, you know, especially because like when we do the show, when you do a show and you move with a character for as long as you do, even though the circumstances are kind of different, you generally know like how you might behave, how your character might deal with a situation. And this was totally foreign territory. And I'm so grateful that I was given the opportunity to, you know, go on that journey with her. And I will say that something interesting about our show that I have come to reframe in my mind is that, you know, there is a tendency to have our characters go through really life-altering material, and then the next day we're back at work, like everything's hunky-dory, you know? And I think that we've done the writers have done such a beautiful job this season of kind of allowing there to be a flow through, to kind of maintain a through line through the different episodes of the hangovers that can happen from some of these situations. And at the same time, I really trust them to give us a payoff down the road. Like, who knew, based off of what she happened in season 2, that we would have this beautiful callback to it in these unconventional ways in season 8, you know? So it's like, they don't forget, but there is a degree of trust that needs to be employed. We have 10 people that they're writing for consistently. Everyone's got a very full and rich life, you know, and there's only like so much we can dive into. Oh wait, no, the thing that I was realizing earlier today was that kind of mimics the reality of working in law enforcement. You know, it's like you might have a terrible day, but you still need to come to work and deal with everything. And you need to check your at the door, you know, because nobody really wants to deal with your bad attitude. You know, like, yes, you had a bad time, but like, come on, we got stuff to do. Or there's a cat in the tree, or their life is being threatened. Like, that demands your attention now, not this other stuff you're dealing with. So I appreciate that there's, intentional or not, like there's a sweet reflection of the reality of this job inside of the format of how we tell the stories on our show. I think that's really cool. But yeah, mid-season is crazy, and the finale, the finale feels like a blockbuster film. I don't know how else to say it. We were on a location that was epic to be on. And there were 2 units. At one point, myself and my acting partner were moving back and forth between 2 units like 6 different times in the span of like, I think 3 hours or something like that, doing things that our show has absolutely never done before. And it's a real credit to the capability of our team to be so flexible and able to maneuver in such crazy situations. Yeah, that kind of blew my mind. But we'll be on a really big, like all hands will be on deck for the finale situation, all hands on deck. And I described it earlier as, somebody asked me earlier, they're like, how do you want people to feel at the end of this season? And I was like, I want them to feel like they just got off the most terrifying roller coaster. Like the adrenaline should be pumping, you should be catching your breath a little bit and just a little bit afraid. Just like a little bit afraid.
And ready to get back on for season 9, hopefully.
Here's hoping.